So this is the shower.
Oh, lovely.
I'm going to be showering with this tomorrow.
Without video, I hope.
That's what they subscribe for.
Last time on Hasta, Alaska, we headed out to explore the Pacific Coast Highway from LA all the way to Big Sur. We showed you how we managed to live in our Kombi adventure wagon for just $10 a day, and we also sadly said farewell to our favourite travel buddy, Leah. This time we're joined by some VIPs. For the first time in many years of travel, my family is coming to visit, and we're heading out together to explore the best of California. Let's go exploring. It felt strange to be heading south after 2.5 years of driving north, but I had to backtrack a little to LA to pick up my family who were flying in from the UK. By this point I'd been overlanding and backpacking around the world for the past 6 years, and I hadn't seen a whole lot of my family. My brother had visited me in Costa Rica a year or so earlier, but this would be the first time that my mother had managed to meet up with me anywhere on my travels. Needless to say, I was pretty excited.
How are you, bro? Oh, I miss you so much. Nice to eat. Hi. Hi, Mom.
Hello.
You didn't get the memo that you shouldn't bring a lot of stuff. Look at this. Look at all of this. They've got more stuff than I've got. This is my house. This is where I live.
I had anticipated that my new Kombi crew might arrive with more luggage than your average backpackers, so I'd made preparations for the Kombi a few days earlier. Go Westy, being a company made up of particularly awesome people, had reached out to me a few months earlier and invited us in for a free safety checkup.
The company itself started in the early 90s as just a small single bay Porsche VW repair shop. And since then, we've just grown it pretty dramatically.
Go Westy is a mecca for the VW traveller, but they usually specialise in upgrades and restorations of Vanagons, Synchros and Eurovans, so we thought it was particularly kind of them to offer a tune-up for our bay window bus.
I think us being able to help support people who are traveling, and especially people who have these kind of unique adventures going on in their Westies, it's a way for us to not only live vicariously through those people, but to kind of put our money where our mouth is as well, and show that really is the culture that we want to put our stamp of approval on. It's not just about selling parts and selling solutions, but it's really about keeping these vehicles on the road.
Fortunately for us, resident Go Westy mechanic Mike had been working on air-cooled VW since before I was born, so he was the perfect guy to make sure our Kombi was running safely.
Of course, this is, it's quite strange stuff. Yeah, I had it since '83. That's when I worked on the air-cooled stuff. A lot of people always wanted to buy it from me, but they want to travel in a Westie. I says, no, you couldn't give me enough for what I have into it,
We were really grateful to get help from such competent and experienced mechanics, and to make a bunch of new friends in the process. We had a lot of challenging miles coming up, so it's great to know that our wheels would no longer wobble and that our brakes were in perfect working order. The only thing left on our list, our troublesome motor, would require taking half of the engine apart, and with no way of getting the needed parts from Mexico in time, it would be something we would have to deal with at a later date. With the safety of the Kombi back on par, there was one other thing we needed for the family trip. Let's talk about storage for a second. I know it might not seem like the most interesting subject, but let me tell you why this is important. When I first left Chile a few years back, we had no rooftop storage. I mean, we still used the roof. In fact, we even had a penthouse up there. But after several months on the road, we decided to build 2 huge boxes for our roof rack. One for the belongings of our passengers, and one to keep our surfboards safe from thieves. This was a mistake. With the increased storage, I found it harder to tell people that they couldn't come with us. We had the space after all. We took on more weight than our air-cooled motor would have liked, and very quickly I started to burn through engines. Eek, we all remember that. Fast forward about 18 months and we decided to scrap the roof storage boxes, much to the relief of the armchair critics. We love you guys, really. We had a brief tour of Central America without anything on our roof at all, and like a nudist on a European beach, we couldn't have felt more comfortable. But alas, our gallant steed is an expedition vehicle, and so in Mexico, we built a giant condom-type security device to once again keep our surfboards safe. Why all the trouble, you ask? Well, an appropriate storage solution was hard to come by in the places that we had been, but now we were in the USA.
Dooley's just sent us a new bed! It's not a bed, it's a storage box, you fool. Oh.
So now we have plenty of storage for our guests' luggage, and Thule even sent us some lockable straps that have metal running through the cord to keep our surfboards secure. Much better than the condom-type security device, which I never much liked anyway.
I'm not actually sure that we're going to fit through this then. Oh. Look, we're in a proper house. Hey, bro.
This is the worst thing I could well do.
Morning, Mother.
Good morning, Ben. Thank you very much.
What you got there?
As a Jersey pound note, Mother.
This is our money from our crazy island. It's got a cow in there somewhere if you look really carefully. Oh, there it is. Can you see the cow?
To American viewers, LA might not seem like the most interesting of locations, but to us as foreigners, every scene is strange and fascinating.
No, they said they'd open the road at 10 o'clock.
Vodka?
No, thank you. So what's the plan for tomorrow then?
Go exploring. Same thing we do every day, Pinky. What do you think to my house?
I think it's very nice, very comfortable, and you like the way you've done the inside.
You don't have to say that.
No, I don't. I know I don't. I think it is for somebody that didn't have any of the skills to start with. It turned out very well.
Thanks, Mum.
Needs a bit of TLC along there after so many years and so many people travelling.
I'll just keep adding in nails. See this? It didn't have any nails before, and there's like one every inch now. Is it hot back there?
Yes, it's very, very warm.
Boiling.
I'm melting.
The next stop on our grand family tour is one that requires no introduction. The drive out to Nevada's most populated city was a hot one and a challenging one for Capito. We could only afford to spend one night in Vegas, so we had to make it count.
Call the boys, grab your coats and hats, we're going out on the town. We'll tear down every public house till the cops come and chase us out. Come on. Tip up that bottle, ain't a soul around that can stop us tonight. And anyone who even dares is gonna get one hell of a fight. Don't drink the house, drive its gin, and at the next place we'll do
casinos aren't somewhere I ever visit, mainly because I'd heard that the house always wins. But what I hadn't heard is that the beers are free whilst you're sitting at the slot machines, so I guess in the end, I win.
We're going for a family breakfast. American style, nice and healthy. Yum yum.
What is this? That's breakfast.
See, that looks like more of a sensible breakfast. That's mine as well. Good?
Very good.
Real sick. Excuse me, are you stealing the jam there?
No, it's been bought and paid for.
What are you doing with that jam, madam?
The life of the traveller is a poor one, so we have to look after them.
I feel so sick now. We've only got 350 miles we're going to drive today. I'm so tired as well. This is not good food.
For a completely different change of pace, we headed back to California and north towards the much anticipated and slightly feared Sierra Mountains. Sequoia National Park is actually home to the highest peak in the lower 48. Mount Whitney stands at 14,505 feet above sea level, but we weren't here for tall mountains, we were here for other giants. These humongous sequoia trees are amongst the oldest living things on Earth. General Sherman is actually the largest single stem tree on the planet. It's a staggering 2,100 years old and reaches 275 feet tall. It's really hard to represent this inconceivable scale on a video, but if the four of us all lie down head to toe, we can just about reach from one side of the base to the other. This is not your typical tree.
Super excited. Can't wait to get out of the car. We never normally this mobile. I think she saw a bear and she's like, let me at it. Bear Grylls' angry auntie here. What have you found?
Big, massive droppings from a grizzly.
The last grizzly spotted here was in 1924, but my mum is right about one thing. This is indeed bear scat.
Your theory is that this is one print.
Of a big, massive grizzly.
A big, massive grizzly with a tripod for a paw.
The big bear print. The mama bear print.
What do you do when you see a bear, Mum? What do you do?
Run.
No, run is not the right answer. Don't listen to her.
Stand there and make yourself bigger and shout.
What do you shout?
Ah!
I'm going to be the bear, okay? I'm jumping out of the woods.
Ah!
I think the bear's going to be very scared. You're supposed to say, "Hey bear!"
Hey bear, it's okay. I'm not going to harm you.
Again, don't listen to her. Bad advice.
It's day 5 of the family visit. I'm exhausted. They were on a really tight schedule, so we're driving all over Arizona and California. Yesterday I think I drove like 10 hours, like I did all the driving because the car's behaving so badly that I don't want to let anyone else drive it. You know, having to deal with breakdowns in the middle of the desert.
And again, and again, and again, and again.
Trying to fit too much stuff in, and I arrived last night at 10 o'clock and did 2 hours of editing, computer crashed, lost those 2 hours. I don't know why anyone tries to cram in their recreation time into 2 weeks. Seriously, I feel sorry for Americans, man. They get like 2 weeks holiday a year. 2 weeks holiday a year. In the whole year, you have to fit in all of your fun, relaxing time into 2 weeks. The average American worker is actually entitled to 16 days of paid leave, but the length of the average vacation lasts for just 4 days. Only 25% of workers say that they take all of the time that's due to them. In fact, 15% of Americans report taking no time off at all. What the actual... Yosemite National Park is a bucket list location if ever there was one, and a must for anyone visiting California. The scenery is just jaw-dropping, eye-watering, spectacular. In all of the countries and landscapes that we visited together, I've honestly never seen Alaska quite so excited as she was in the Sierra Mountains.
It's amazing the things you can see when you drive from Chile. That's 8,000 feet and climbing. This is one hell of a tough climb for Capito. Engine on its last legs. Would be one hell of a place to break down, wouldn't it?
So far on this trip, my family had gotten away without camping, but that isn't very Kombi life now, is it?
What did you just discover then?
The toilet's called a mound toilet, and it's just like a seat on the hole. It's a big pit.
Did you flush it?
Well, there's no flush.
No flush. Chemical in it.
And it's surprisingly clean smelling.
Mother camping.
A new thing. A first.
Another fine mess, Stanley.
When's the last time you got changed outside, Mum?
Never. When was the last time you saw me get changed?
Phew. Not long enough ago.
Tonight we are going to have outdoor style curry.
It's a rare occasion these days that we can spend time together as a family, doing family things. The oceans between us and my nomadic lifestyle choice has made that almost impossible. To share a meal with your family is a sacred and time-honoured privilege, and one that too many of us take for granted. This was a moment that I will always treasure. The day that we gathered in my house, around my table. Okay, well, I don't actually have a house or a table, but you get the idea.
Good night.
Good night, Steve.
Good morning. Any other bright ideas for today?
How was it?
Good morning. It was freezing cold. Absolutely freezing.
We could go hang gliding off the cliffs.
Kudos to these two for giving Kombi life a go. It isn't the most comfortable way to travel, and I've got friends half their age that wouldn't dream of camping in our bus, never mind on the top of the Sierra Mountains.
Good morning.
From Yosemite, things started to get a little challenging for the Kombi crew. We'd been pushing Capito harder than we would have liked, and we were definitely seeing signs that it was time for some TLC. It was wonderful to share an adventure with people that I know, rather than the strangers that I normally pick up, and it was awesome to see so much of this humongous state. The only crime being that we couldn't spend more time in each location. because unfortunately their time was running out in the USA, and as a matter of fact, so was ours. We were coming to the end of our US visa. We needed to leave the country.
As you can see behind me, it's fall, or autumn as we would call it, and it is already way too cold to be living in a van. There's no way that I can manage to get to Alaska. Not this time of year, no way. It's time to go south, man. Snow? Are you kidding?
Somehow we made it down from the mountains and all the way to San Francisco. Don't beat me, I'm driving as fast as the bus will take me. This will be the last stop on our little family adventure. From here, I will be saying goodbye to my favourite Kombi crew.
Take care. See you soon. Not too long, please.
I didn't know how long it would be until I would see them again, or where in the world that might be. And that is both a sad and exciting prospect. Next time on Hasta, Alaska, we're escaping winter and heading to a part of Mexico that we missed on our journey north. Baja California is calling. We'll be picking up a new Kombi crew and exploring one of the most rugged parts of Mexico. It's going to be a great adventure, so make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss out.
I like your bus. What year is it, bus? I used to have a bus like that. That's it. Really strong. Go anywhere in a bus like that. All right now.